Guys, we need to talk about this. I've been a professional trader for over 11 years and I'm the CEO of Online Trading Campus and Campus Fund. But here's the truth. I wouldn't have gotten here without this one game-changing light bulb moment. This moment was my golden ticket, the breakthrough moment that completely transformed the way that I think about money. It actually helped me shatter deep-rooted misconceptions that were acting like a glass ceiling, keeping me from making real money in the markets. And let me tell you something, I wasn't born poor. My parents were financially stable, but growing up, I wasn't actually really a fan of how they viewed money. And I will tell you why. They were part of the 95% group. But once you know how most of us are born into a financial cycle that dictates our future, I think you would want to listen. Today, I'm offering you this golden ticket on a silver platter. You can take it or leave it. If you're watching this, there's a 95% chance you're in the losing group. Not because you're not smart or capable, but because the system is designed this way. In a way to keep you like this. This lesson ahead is literally everything I wish my parents had taught me when I was in my 20s. And looking at the subject now, from a trader who made it point of view, I have to say this. Many of you watching me right now are still locked in a retail trader mentality. And I swear I took an oath to break you free from it. The sum of your decisions. Let's start with a slap on the wrist. Your financial situation right now is a direct result of every single decision you have made up to this point. Every purchase, every investment, every risk you did or didn't take, it all adds up. Everybody has their own belief systems when it comes to money. This system is what you're using to govern and guide those financial decisions that you're making. But here's the thing. It's almost impossible to audit your own belief system. Why? Because everything in your head feels like the truth. It's incredibly difficult to suddenly have a self-reflecting moment and realize, oh, that belief was actually wrong. This is actually why the world's most successful people have mentors. A mentor acts like a mirror, reflecting back the flaws and blind spots in your thoughts. In the same way as a friend who tells you when you have spinach stuck in your teeth. A mentor helps you see the beliefs that are holding you back. So allow me to mentor you for the next few minutes. Because our beliefs aren't always spot on. And that's actually okay. But when it comes to making money, they matter a lot. Picture yourself deciding whether to invest in a new business opportunity. Your gut feeling is often driven by your beliefs about risk. But there's a catch. Do you realize that most of your daily decisions are on autopilot? We tend to act swiftly, relying on our ingrained belief systems. This quick decision making is efficient, but it might also blind us to the long-term effects of seemingly small choices that we make. The sum of these decisions, combined with our monetary beliefs, shapes our financial situation. So if you're not happy with where you stand financially, it's time to trace your steps back to your beliefs about money. And this isn't easy, since we often treat our beliefs as sacred truth. The 95% versus the 5%. These two groups think about money, risk, and leverage in completely different ways. Quick question to you. What percentage of people in society do you think are truly financially independent? People who don't need a job, social security, or pension to survive. Take a guess. Let's say it's around 5%. Whether it's 4, 7, 5, it's not as important, but around 5% of the world is financially independent. The remaining 95% are financially dependent. They could be in any profession, but they all share one thing. A retail mentality when it comes to money. If you ask someone in the 95% if they want to be financially independent, almost all of them will say yes. But very few actually take the necessary steps. Why? Some say it's luck. But I've been on both sides. And I can tell you, it's not luck. It's a belief system. And belief systems are not just about money, they affect how you approach problem solving, decision making, and even your confidence in pursuing wealth building opportunities. The 95% group often looks at wealth as something others can achieve, while the 5% group sees it as something they actively create. It's their natural job on the planet. That subtle shift in mindset makes all the difference. The lottery paradox. We can actually prove this idea with real-world evidence. Let's take someone from the 95% group. Someone who's struggling financially, and all of a sudden they get lucky and come into a huge sum of money. We can actually see this among lottery winners more than anywhere else. You probably know this already. Over 70% of lottery winners return to their original financial status within 5 years, no matter how large their winnings. Another group, professional athletes. How do you make $80 million over 10 years and now you're begging for small appearances in TV shows for a few $1,000s? Life happens, right? In short, money doesn't change your belief system. And if your beliefs are wired like the 95%, you'll find a way back there, no matter how much money you touch. Now, let's flip it. Someone from the 5% group loses everything. Bad investments, a market crash, or economic downturns wipe them out. But give them a few years and they are right back in the game. So let me tell you this quick story about a friend of mine who got crushed in the housing bubble of 2008. He was a real estate developer actually, and he lost everything. In short, he had to sell his home, his beautiful custom home that he built himself. And he had to move to a whole different neighborhood. But within only 4 years, he was moving back into the next development phase. And I just said, "Tim, you're back." He was like, "Yep, I'm back home." It took him 4 years, but he did it. You can always come back home when you have this mentality. Retail versus institutional mentality. Let's put it on a table. The 95% group. This group fears risk. They hesitate, second guess, and miss opportunities. When they invest, fear controls them. They pull out too soon, panic when the market drops, and follow the crowd. They sell when institutions buy and buy when institutions sell. The 5% group, this group understands risk to reward dynamics. They take calculated risks and leverage opportunities wisely. They invest in things that can compound over time, and they don't let emotions dictate their moves. This is actually how banks and institutions think and make decisions, and certainly it's the only guaranteed way to make real money in the financial markets. Skill and knowledge are a dynamic duo on this journey. These two factors can transform you from a member of the 95 group into a coveted 5% group. Without them, you are still retail mentality. And from day one of this channel, my goal has been to give you all the knowledge and skill I can give to make you guys think and act like institutional traders and ditch your old retail way of thinking. And one way of doing that is borrowing money. A lesson learned. One of the major life decisions that separates the 95% and the 5% groups is borrowing money. On one side, the retail group borrows for depreciating assets. They use credit cards to buy things that lose value quickly, like gadgets, lifestyle purchases, or vacations. It's like taking out a loan to buy a sinking ship. It might give you a temporary thrill, but you are headed for financial disaster. So let me tell you a quick story. My younger cousin came to me the other day, a teenager, and I'm kind of close to her, and she's like my little sister. She's like, "Hey Bernd, I want a new iPhone." I told her, "Fantastic, go buy one." She's like, "It's $1,000. Okay, so why are we talking about this?" She said, "I need $1,000. I said, "And how do you plan on getting it?" She then goes, "Fine, you know what? It's only $50 a month." I'm like, whoa, time out. That's even worse than me paying for it. So I had to explain it to her. This is borrowing money for depreciating assets. We don't borrow money for depreciating assets. Bernd, why? Because we should have a principle. Right now, it's a new iPhone. Tomorrow, it is a new car. And the next day, it is the furniture for your apartment. And if you keep borrowing money for these depreciating assets, you will be locked into poverty for the rest of your life. She was kind of frustrated about that, but she got the point. The question now is, how can we acquire these belief systems? If you want to know which side of the equation you fall on, ask yourself this simple question. Are my parents financially independent, or do they need a job, social security, or pension in some way? If they are financially dependent, they most likely taught you principles that are on the 95% side of the equation. And by the way, this has nothing to do with them being good people or bad people. It's just the way things are. So you need to look at things differently to get different results. The 5% use borrowing strategically. They borrow to invest in appreciating assets, understanding that leverage can amplify their gains. Imagine you are investing in a rental property. By borrowing a portion of the purchase price, you're using other people's money to generate monthly income. One day, you'll pay what you owe and you'll own the property, which makes every penny you earn from that point forward goes into your pocket. So, real estate is one way to look at it. But for me, it was prop trading that did the trick. And the exact same concepts apply. You don't use your own money. You can get instantly funded and leverage your profit from day one. Just paying a fee for instant funding. This is both time efficient and leveraging opportunities smartly. These are trades that most 5%ers have. There's no more need to waste time on evaluation stages and capital on challenge fees. This is what's great about prop trading with instant funding. Like Danny, one of our students who recently got instantly funded and then made $12,000 shortly after getting funded. You don't have time to feel fear, overthink situations, like the 95% group always do. The fear factor. I want to stress the fact that fear plays a significant role in our financial decisions. The 95 group let fear dictate their actions. They overthink and often miss opportunities. It's like worrying about monsters under the bed that don't actually exist. This fear cycle keeps them stuck. And just like we said before, the 5% group use skill and knowledge and add to them smart leverage strategies. They leverage themselves to buy when others are selling out of fear, and that's the key factor. You can amplify your gains with the correct leveraging strategies and good market timing. Alright, by now I hope this lesson is clear. Your beliefs about risk, along with your courage to act, can make or break your trading journey. So take a moment to rethink your belief systems. Are they holding you back? Are you afraid of imaginary monsters? Are you willing to start thinking like the 5% group? Because as you might have noticed, that's all that I do on this channel. Thank you for watching till the end. I will see you on the next video.